The number one question I get is, why am I with Lincoln Heritage? And boy, are you guys passionate about this. I have never in my life seen so much one-sided points of view when honestly, this really isn't a one-size-fits-all business. At the end of the day, we have to find what makes the most sense for you. Not everybody wants to go out in the field. Not everybody can do telesales from their cell phone. We can't look at this business through rose-colored glasses and think that it's one way or no way. I would never say anything negative or bad about any other company that's out there. In fact, I am all about sharing and celebrating each other's success. But when you come after a company and claim that they're terrible, or you come at me for why I choose to work a certain company, honestly, it just makes you look bad. So let's get to it. The first reason I'm with Lincoln Heritage actually has nothing to do with the company at all. In fact, when I got my license in November of 2020, I reached out and spoke to most of the major companies that are out there and people pretty high up that have been in the business for a long time. I came to them with my vision of starting a telesales team, and essentially no one was really on board. Everyone just wanted me to start my own agency, take all the risk myself, and bring on agents, sort of like a multi-level marketing model, and that is not what I was looking for. It wasn't until I met Adam Hale at Tailored Legacy who, from the very minute we spoke, shared my vision. He has owned his agency for 14 years, and he happens to be with Lincoln Heritage. Now, when I say my vision of starting a telesales team, this model includes having agents come in with no risk, meaning their leads are free, their systems are free, the platform is free, live transfers are free. There is literally nothing that an agent would have to pay for, but in trade for that, they would be on a lower commission split. So why do I like this model so much? Well, first of all, I have been in telesales for over 20 years, and I have always been in the top 1% of agents in any organization I have ever worked for or represented. And I know what works, and I know what doesn't work. And believe it or not, there is a huge amount of people that gravitate towards this model. Just because social media is loud and what's advertised is very different from this doesn't mean that's the only solution for you. Not everybody wants to invest $500 to $1,000 a week or more in leads for themselves and take that risk. Not everyone is in the position to do that. So we have a solution in place for people that want to be in the business, but just want to make a good living and don't want to have to worry about, necessarily recruiting people underneath them, making money off of agents underneath them. They really just want to plug into a system that's already set up for them, make, as many sales as they want to make, and be done. And at the end of the day, what reflects in the bank account is really what matters, so that they can take care and feed their families. But now that I've been in the business for a little over 1.5 years, I can clearly see there are even more differences between what we do and what other companies do. Again, this isn't necessarily a we're better than them. This is just we do things a little bit different. Number one, you're selling one product, final expense, with one carrier, Lincoln Heritage. One thing I hear a lot from agents is how confusing it is to figure out 5, 6, 7, or even 3 different carriers and their underwriting criteria and what they can and cannot do. Also, the underwriting process with Lincoln Heritage is really simple. It's a 1-page application, about 10 to 13 health questions, and I would guess to say they have over a 98% approval rating. There's really only a handful of reasons why we would decline someone to get final expense coverage. Of course, number 2 is going to be free leads. Our company generates a ton of leads at your disposal. In fact, you will never run out of people to call. We also provide live transfers, and the best lead is someone that is on the phone now and wants to talk to you about what options are available to them for getting themselves and their families covered. I always said from day one that it doesn't matter if you're on a 50% contract or 150% contract. If you don't have enough leads, or you don't have anybody to talk to, or your conversion rate is low and you run out of people to talk to, then what? What ends up in your bank account at the end of the day is really what matters. Number 3, I will not let you fail. So as long as you are committed to putting in the time and you can get yourself licensed in the 17 states that we're in, I'll put these 17 states here below, and you follow the sales methods that I teach you and you follow the script, you cannot fail. I think one of the other challenges that a lot of agents feel is they get set up on this really awesome program. They're told to buy this many leads per week, and they watch some training videos on YouTube, and that's kind of where the training stops. Believe it or not, people need a little bit more than that. So we have weekly meetings, we have sales meetings, we have coaching, we have training. I offer one-on-one guidance and support. I bring on sales professionals from other industries to try to help coach and mentor you to make sure that you are at the top of your game at all times. Number 4. Our office has a dedicated staff specifically there to make sure your business stays on the books. It's one thing to work really, really hard to generate business, but it's another thing when you get chargebacks and have to do a bunch of work to try to resell those people, spend a lot of your time chasing people down to make sure that the business you sold you actually get to keep. So we do have a staff in Adam's office, and their entire job, the only reason they are there is to call through all of our policies when they maybe don't make their first payment, or they don't make payments 3 or 4 months down the road. They will call alongside with you to do everything they can to make sure that money stays in your pocket and you can just focus on selling. Number 5, we also offer weekly bonuses. This is in addition to your commission that we offer. You can earn up to $1,750 a week in bonuses, and that money can't be charged back. This is based on your talk time, this is based on your production, and this is based on your conversion rates. You could earn $4,000 to $5,000 a month just for doing your job. And finally, what I think really sets Lincoln Heritage apart from all the other insurance companies out there, there's a couple things, but the first thing is the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society. And if you are unfamiliar with what this is and what they do, it is a nonprofit organization that, believe it or not, was founded by an ex-funeral director. And his whole goal was to make sure that grieving families are not overcharged or taken advantage of during the time when their loved one passes. Unfortunately, as many of you do know, the funeral industry is unregulated, and Lincoln Heritage has a fantastic advocate program that is designed to be there to help pick up the pieces when our clients pass away and their family is left behind trying to figure out what to do. They can typically save families thousands of dollars on the cost of their final expenses, and therefore either our clients don't need to get as big of a policy with us as they do with maybe another provider, or we will be there to make sure that anything we can save from their policy stays with them. Now, I don't have any personal experience with tele-app departments or customer service departments or agency departments at any other carrier. I can only tell you my experience with dealing with Lincoln directly, and I have not one bad thing to say about what it's like working with them as a company. Their tele-app department picks up within seconds every time we call. Their agency department is available for anything we need at any time, answer any questions that we have. Their customer service department is also equally phenomenal. Their hold times are very, very short. Overall, I would say our experience from a customer service standpoint with both the agents and the clients are a 10. Lincoln Heritage also has health insurance benefits. I don't know of any other company that offers that for a 1099, so I think that's really cool. So there are minimums in order to qualify for it. You do have to qualify to keep it quarterly, but I think it's pretty easy to achieve. On the highest tier, you only have to sell $45,000 a quarter, which is only $15,000 a month. And for a full family plan, dental and health PPO, our family only would have to pay about $440 a month. Lincoln Heritage pays the rest, which I believe is somewhere around $1,500. So that's a really great plus. Lincoln Heritage also has agent incentive trips. So they will reward you and acknowledge you with trips such as to the Bahamas, to Puerto Vallarta, Hawaii, Canada, Germany, Italy, the Dominican Republic, and I think most recently they're rewarding to Miami and Las Vegas. So lots of other additional incentives outside of your commissions and bonuses that we offer. Let's talk about a couple of things that you might not like so much, because I'm an open book and I want you to know pros and cons of being a part of a team like ours. So number one, there is a 2-year vesting, and that's important. You should know that. A lot of companies advertise that you vest on day 1. However, on our team, it really doesn't matter what the vesting period is, because this opportunity is free and there's no risk for you. We also don't offer renewals. That's important that you know that for someone that's looking to build a book of business to provide you with passive income for the long run. That's another reason why we offer bonuses and other types of incentives to help you get more money up front. Does it really matter if you have a 2-year vesting period with us if you're not really vesting for renewals anyways? So let's talk about the flip side for a second, because I know that there are other agencies out there that claim you have vesting day 1, but you got to read the fine print. I've seen in other agents' contracts that if you leave and you have any lead debt or chargeback debt, that you have to pay that debt within 90 days of leaving that company, or you will lose your renewals. The company keeps them. I've also read that if your persistency score falls down below a certain percentage that is below what it states on your contract, that you will risk forfeiting your renewals as well. I'm telling you this not because I'm trying to say that one company is bad, one company is good. I'm saying this because it's important that you really do your research and identify which opportunity is the best fit for you. That is the most important thing. It is not a one-size-fits-all business. And all I'm trying to do with this video is shed some light that it isn't just one way or no way. There's multiple ways to be involved in this insurance business and still make a great living. I think because Lincoln Heritage has been around for so long, going on 58 years, they are getting the reputation that they are old school. And, in some ways they might be, but what does that say about the strength of the company? A company that has been in business for that long, providing one product, final expense, and has been the leader in providing that product for as long as they have, has to say something about the company, don't you think? Okay, so that's it. I'm done talking about it. I hope this answers all the questions that have been flooding my DMs for the last 6 months or longer. I really just want to leave this call knowing that no matter where you choose to work, who you choose to represent, that we should all just be, again, celebrating each other's success from afar, giving virtual high fives. And if you want more information on how to join our team, my contact information is below. So let's talk about vesting.